Right, so in part A we are asked to add two mixed numbers together. Now when we're adding mixed numbers we can actually just add the whole number bits and add the fraction bits like that, because of course 2/7 is 2 1/7 is 2 plus 1/7, and 1 1/4 is 1 plus 1/4. So I can just do it like that. So I have 3 plus. Now, how do I add two fractions together? I need to look at their denominators and find a common denominator. And always a common denominator is the two things multiplied together. So 7 4s are 28, and so I can just say let's put them both over 28 and see what happens. Okay, well, how do I do that? I say to myself, what have I multiplied the 7 by? I've multiplied it by 4, and so I multiply the 1 on the top by 4 as well. And so that's 4 28ths. And what about the other one? Well, I ask myself what I've multiplied the 4 by to get to 28, and that is 7. And so I multiply the top by 7 as well, and so I have 7 28ths. And so this is 3 plus, well, if I have 4 28ths and 7 28ths, just as if I had 4 iced buns and added them to 7 iced buns, I'd get 11 iced buns. Here I get 11 28ths. And 3 plus 11 28ths I can write as the mixed number 3 and 11 28ths. Now for the second one, life is a little bit more difficult because I'm dividing. Okay, and when I'm multiplying or dividing fractions, I cannot have mixed numbers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say 1 1/5 is, well, it's 1 plus 1/5, doing this very slowly. Put it all in fifths. That's 5/5 plus 1/5, which is 6/5. Now you might be able to do that in a quicker way, but there we go, I've got it. So 1 1/5 divided by 3/4 is in fact 6/5 divided by 3/4. Now the golden rule about dividing by fractions is don't divide by a fraction. Instead, you multiply by its reciprocal, which is the fraction the other way up. Okay, now there are lots of ways to remember that, some of which are ruder than others, but we'll just say flip and times. Okay, flip and times. In other words, we flip the fraction that we're dividing by and instead we multiply by it. Okay, that's as good a way to remember it as any. And then, now that we've got a multiplication, we simply multiply the tops and multiply the bottoms. But before we do that, we should see if there's anything that cancels. And there is, look. Okay, the 6 cancels with 3 to give me 2 and 1. And now we multiply the tops, because it's easier. 2 times 4 is 8, and 5 times 1, because I've cancelled the 3, 5 times 1 is 5. And so that's 8 over 5. Now, I need to give this as a mixed number, not as a top-heavy fraction. Okay, and we can see that 8/5 is 5/5 plus 3/5, and so that's 1 plus 3/5, which I can write as a mixed number as 1 and 3/5. And there we go. You might get there a different way. If you'd done the multiplying before the cancelling, you'd have still got to the same answer, but you'd have had to cancel later.